If your parents are divorced or separated, chances are you find the holiday season and its emphasis on love, family, togetherness, and closeness to be a bit difficult or maybe even painful. In this video, I'm going to look at some of the reasons why the holidays might be particularly painful for you as a child of divorce. They're definitely difficult for me growing up with divorced parents, and even now as an adult who's married, I still find the holidays to be difficult. And I'm sure that ties in a lot to some of the challenges that I faced growing up and that I still face each year around the holiday season. There are many different reasons why people find themselves sad, lonely, stressed out, or exhausted at this time of year. And of course, not all of these will apply to you. Each of us have a unique and different situation. My hope with this video is that it will give you, child of divorce, the chance to consider some of the realities and dynamics that make the holidays difficult for you, which will then in turn give you space to consider how you might want to respond to these realities. Okay, one reason the holidays might be particularly difficult or stressful or painful for you as a child of divorced or separated parents is that it simply reminds you of what you've lost. You might have memories of Christmases or holidays, New Year's, celebrations when your family was still together, and you can't help but thinking that you wish that was still true. You might compare yourself and your family to the families of people around you, which just highlights perhaps the lack of closeness or warmth or shared memories that you have now. Or perhaps you have no memories of your parents being together around the holidays, and that is a sad thing that you carry with you. I recently learned that more couples divorce in January than in any other month of the year. So this may mean for many of us that the Christmas right before our parents break up was full of extra tension or strife or arguing or even hints that something was about to happen. Or perhaps we were completely clueless about what was going on, but then we look back in retrospect and we think, wow, they were really faking it that last Christmas, and it adds some sadness to that memory. A second reason is simply the stress and pressure that comes with feeling that we have to equally share our time between our parents. This can mean that whenever we're with one parent, we feel guilty that we're not with the other one. We might feel a lot of pressure to be fair and equal about how much time, which days, which holidays we spend in which home. There can be pressure to travel a lot and perhaps to repeat certain holidays twice. And even though it might sound really fun to have 2 Christmases, 2 New Year's, 2 birthdays, or whatever, it can actually be really stressful and a lot of pressure to enjoy both of those events equally. As an adult, or maybe even as a teen, there was a financial burden that you may have felt about traveling, about buying gifts for your parents and for their partners. When you add all these up together, it can be incredibly stressful. A third thing is simply the sadness of being separated from one or perhaps both of your parents and your extended family at a time of year which is really focused on togetherness and love and connection and getting along. Or on the flip side of that, you may be estranged or separated from your parents. You may feel neglected or abandoned or overlooked by one or maybe even by both of your parents. A fifth thing that can make the holidays difficult for us is that because of your busy schedule and this pressure to spend time with both of your parents, you might actually just get a lot less time by yourself or with friends or to relax. I think the holidays are busy for many people, but for those of us who are splitting our time between 2 homes, 2 families, 2 extended families, there might be a lot more traveling back and forth, giving us a lot less time to simply linger, to relax, to enjoy, and to make memories with the people that we're with. A sixth thing is that you might end up missing out on doing things with your friends. This might start in your teenage years and continue on into your adult life, where you feel pressure to be with your parents on the holidays. One ironic thing is that many of us children of divorce, we have less sort of normal time with our parents, or especially with one parent, but we feel a lot of pressure to spend special events with them. So even though we might not see or expect to spend time with our parents on a random weekend in April, whenever the holidays comes up or something special is happening, we feel an extra pressure to be with them. And of course, the flip side to that is you might actually find yourself alone or feeling quite alone and lonely on the holidays. You might be one of the only people in your circle of friends who doesn't have somewhere to go for the holidays. Another thing that can make the holidays difficult or stressful is this dynamic of being with your parent and their new partner or partners and that family. Of course, step families and blended families, new partners, step parents come in all shapes and sizes, and they're not automatically terrible. So I'm not trying to paint all step parents, all step families with the same brush. But when your parent starts dating somebody, or they have a new partner or new spouse, new step siblings, this brings a different dynamic into your family and particularly into your holiday traditions. There may be changes to the way that you celebrate, how you celebrate, what you do, the things that are important to you. Your traditions may be lost or forgotten. And you may not get along with your parent's new partner or their family, and that could make celebrating with your parent and the holidays, that whole experience, just to be extra difficult or stressful or maybe even painful. And the last thing to talk about for the sake of this video is that celebrating the holidays as a child of divorce may make you really wonder about your future. You might be asking yourself, will I ever get married? Will I ever have a family or a home of my own? And if you do have kids, you might be wondering, how do you explain all of these realities and all of these dynamics to your own children? So as you can see, there's a lot of reasons why the holiday season can be extra stressful, difficult, or painful for children of divorce. I wonder which ones of these you can relate to, which ones you can't relate to, what I've left out or forgotten about. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel. Also, keep your eyes open for my next video, where I'm going to talk about some of the things that you can do to deal with the stress and the pressure of the holidays as a child of divorce.